Hello, dear friends. Upside down means backwards or turned downside up. It is also used to describe the disarray or upheaval of a situation, such as the economy, which is upside down. Opinion piece. Upside down, all or nothing, manifest light, turbulent times, waiting for a signal, the end of darkness. The oven is not for buns. Multilateral world switches to gold. Let's start. White Cloud described to Blossom Godchild the condition of the world during this phase as if everything was turned upside down. It will become more upside down, in quotes, as we have said. It is the means to end darkness on your planet. The more mixed up everything becomes and the more you listen to what drives you crazy, the more complex this becomes. The closer you are to these days, and when the end of this dark days comes, it will be as if the sun shines and the clouds move away. According to Steve Biko, if the ring of fire or wave of love occurs, there will be mass jubilation, as well as a mass departure of those who cannot sustain the frequency. That separation time will occur later as the energy continues to increase. Much of the complexity will disappear as you increase the energy of suspension. Further complexity will be eliminated through a combined coalition operation using emergency broadcasts as cover. Keeping people home and off the streets will make it easier to quell planned false flag riots. According to Archangel Michael, everything that needs to be eliminated, everything that needs to be abandoned, everything that needs to be healed has to come to the surface in this cesspool we call chaos. Otherwise, what happens is that there is a belief that there is a cure, an accommodation, a remedy, and then the human collective tends to think that it is already done. But the core issues of the collective and individuals have not been addressed, and therefore it simply settles in and festers. As Matthew has said, the end of darkness is ordained, or decreed. They can't start a third world party. The universal councils maintain that the reign of darkness on the planet has ended once and for all. We only have time between now and ascension to worry about. Someone tell that to my queasy stomach. Reflections. The wait will end soon. Take whatever degree of hope you can get, says an anonymous source. How to live a full life in Japan. Ikigai, or something to live for, is the essence of enjoyment and motivation that drives us to get up every morning and keeps us active every day. Every human being has his or her own ikigai, a combination of passion, vocation, and mission. The search for an answer for those difficult questions about your feelings and values. Chart your path to find the drive that keeps you going, and remember that this positive force of fulfillment is subject to change. It is about taking the time and care necessary to create a moment of inner calm, living according to Wakei Seiyaku, which means stopping, perceiving, and being present. Puffner said, "The ships sailing these days are not the ones you are expecting. The sad truth is that you must wait your turn in these turbulent times. I wish the news could be different and even more optimistic. Are some of you discussing whether this project has any bearing on the upcoming disclosure?" Affirmative answer. The ending will be a pleasant surprise for most of you, although many who knew about this show have given up, and many have overlooked it. It is a good idea to let your families know what you have invested in and make your plans clear, along with the codes needed to open the vaults on their computers, phones, or tablets. The new is everywhere. Just stay in tune with the higher frequencies and out of the fear, out of the fake news that are everywhere. Gisela is going to have an impact on people who are too overwhelmed. However, available funds have been cut, and how all that will play out is not in the alignment for the powers that be at the moment. Hold, the best is yet to come. Breaking news. The world economy will grow by 2.6% in 2024, but it will increase differences between rich and poor. World food prices increase for the third consecutive month. Sanctions against Russia cause problems in the economy. Canada doesn't rule out a civil conflict in the US and expresses concern. Hunter Biden is found guilty of all three felony weapons charges. Some countries abandoned their plans to attend the Ukraine meeting in Switzerland, causing the number of participating nations to drop from 93 to 78. The vice president of Malawi dies in a plane crash. Even after the return of 4 hostages, protesters have taken to the streets of Tel Aviv, demanding the resignation of the government and the return of the rest of the hostages. Asia. Gold rush grips Asia despite record prices. Singapore is set to lead the gold market as the center of gravity shifts eastward, says the World Gold Council. The multilateral world switches to gold and threatens to dollar empire. The dollar continues to be the dominant currency, but China, India, Russia, and Turkey are gradually switching to gold as a reserve asset. Switzerland has also gotten rid of dollars, but for practical reasons. It is a clear trend of where the world economy is heading, a multilateral monetary system. China hoards gold, oil, and copper before anyone presses the button for one of these three wars: trade war, currency war, invasion of Taiwan, or another conflict that triggers a rise in raw material prices. A huge 16-ton sarcophagus with treasures is found in China in the mausoleum of the first emperor. It could prove an ancient legend about the emperor's son. Japan launches dating app to solve democratic problem. Europe. European countries now have more gold than euros according to the X22 report. Norway discovers the largest deposit of rare earth metals in Europe. The US pressures the EU to enter into a trade war against China. The globalization of the real estate market increases the price of housing in Spain. The Bank of Spain raises growth to 2.3% for 2024 and raises inflation to 3%. Americas. Mexico is the 10th world market in real-time payments. AMLO says that his government will go down in history for not devaluating the Mexican peso. Milei decides to go to Switzerland for the meeting on Ukraine. The government of Argentina will ask for more money from the International Monetary Fund. University unions in Argentina carry out a 48-hour strike over salary demands. Controversy in Argentina over the alleged purchase of gourmet food for senior officials of the armed forces. Boric visits Europe while Germany and France set their sights on lithium and hydrogen from Chile. El Salvador faces the danger of floods due to tropical waves in Central America. Russian ships carry out high-precision exercises in the Atlantic on their way to Cuba. Rescue operation for a humpback whale injured by fishing nets in the Barents Sea. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.